We decided to take the road on South Padre down as far as it can go. Oh, Jesus.
It's hot dog chili this side of West Texas.
Oh, is it hot dog chili?
And you know, they make everything bigger in Texas, so.
Which is something we never do. That's rare for us.
About 100 miles or so in that direction is Hurricane Delta.
As long as we're together, it doesn't matter where we are.
We decided to take the road on South Padre down as far as it can go, and it actually comes to, I guess, like a dead end. If you have a 4x4 four-wheel drive vehicle, you can go up over the berm and head out down the beach. We chose to take beach access number 6. When we were on the beach yesterday, which was Sunday, it was packed. This is an awesome option. I can imagine it's probably busy, but it can't be anywhere near the crowds that we saw yesterday over in the county park area. So we're definitely going to come back here and check this out during the week, of course. Bring the dogs, let them run, and have a great time.
Yeah, so the beach is nicely packed. Jeep had no problems getting out here.
Can you actually use that to fish with?
What's wrong with it?
There's just something about the ocean meeting the sand and the softness of the waves that just soothes the soul. I don't know what that is, but I never feel as peaceful as I do at the ocean. It's really awesome. Look at that weird thing. What do you think this is? Later in the day, we returned to East La Blanca County Park, where we happen to be staying. And you can see here that the winds definitely picked up. The water became much more choppy, and we believe this was residual from Tropical Storm Gamma. And it's damn windy out here. Uh-oh, somebody lost their easy up along the way. 30, 40 mile per hour gusts. Not a beach day. Today the winds are averaging around, I don't know, 25 miles per hour.
25 or lower, coming down steadily.
And it's very gusty. We had to pull our slides in last night because they were actually gusting around 40 miles per hour. So since it's such a windy day and heading out to the beach, it's probably not the best idea. We're going to head into town and do a few things there. It also happens to be someone's birthday.
Age qualified, we won't give away the number.
Yeah, you just did. Yeah, so Brian's gonna treat me to a few things today. Probably have lunch, maybe get a pedicure, and then he said he wants to take me to get me something pretty. So, see what that's all about.
Along with getting my ears lowered and a shave at a barbershop.
Oh, nice. Birthday celebration time. Woo! Cheers. I almost poured it on you. Yummers. We are at
Clayton's,
Clayton's.
South Padre's largest beach bar.
Yeah, great place to celebrate your birthday.
Shiner Bock, good beer. That's like Texas, Shiner, Texas. It's the beer to drink here.
Is that like Texas Gold?
Yeah.
Okay. I am drinking a pina colada with a double shot. And here's the kicker. We haven't had anything to eat yet today. Should be good.
So earlier, you remember me saying that I was getting my ears lowered. I did that. I had a shave, which is nice, all cleaned up.
Marvelous.
We had our toes did.
Yes, we did. I got some video of you getting your shave. Here it is right here. We all got to celebrate my birthday today.
Yes.
Everybody got primped and pretty, and now we're going to eat and celebrate.
I like ceviche, so I'm having a seafood ceviche. Shauna's having chips and salsa.
Because that is a meal in itself, right? Well, this one is.
There goes the buzzer.
It's ready. All right.
Very good. Normally ceviche is a combination of fish and maybe squid, scallops, shrimp. You ready? Hit the beach?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's hit the beach. Today's Wednesday, September 30th, and it's actually the first time we've had an opportunity to come and hang out on the beach. Been super windy since we've been here, and even though this beach is kind of a hard packed beach, you still could get sandblasted on the back of your legs. So we chose to do some shopping in town, and now we're hanging out, relaxing. Did you know you can camp on this beach? South Padre Island Beach extends 30 miles to Port Mansfield Beach on the north end. All of it is drivable, but it's recommended you have four-wheel drive. And I think a car could make it out on this hard pack stuff. Would you agree? A car could make it out here?
Yeah, if it could make it through that pretty deep.
Yeah, the entrance.
Foot and a half deep ruts.
Right. So we're gonna have a little family picnic day. Dogs are excited. We're hoping that we can let them run free a little bit because this area does not require a leash. You guys excited? Let's look at that direction. And it's a really nice day today. Winds are calm. Temperatures are around low 80s, I believe. Good stuff. Good day to be at the beach. Come on. Are you excited? Oh my goodness, I know. Loose, go get him, Loose. sure to know your tide charts and weather, as access can be impacted. You can literally find miles of secluded beach for fishing, sunbathing, camping, and playing. We are getting on our electric XPs and heading down the beach here at South Padre Island. We're hoping that there will be some beach bars and grills along the beach as we ride our bike. If not, there are plenty of other restaurants on the main drag, so we will not have to go thirsty.
Rock and roll.
Woo! Yeah, reminds me of Daytona. Unfortunately, finding a bar and grill on the beach was a bust for us. There was actually one, it was absolutely packed and you had to sit in the sun, so we weren't up for that. We are now across the way on the island over on the bay side, and they had quite a few restaurants open. It's really pretty over here. Take a look. This is the bay side. Very nice. So we're gonna get a couple of drinks, some seafood, and have a great Friday. Today is the end of our first week here at the Isla, I think it's called Isla, might be Isla, Isla Blanca County Park in South Padre Island, Texas. And at the end of the week, because we paid for a week, we had to come in and report our electrical usage. So you pay for your site plus your electricity. We've ended up extending for a second week, and so at the end of that week we'll have to come back and do the same thing. So funny thing, when you're checking into this park, you actually drive up to the guard shack and they'll tell you you got to turn around and go back to the registration office, but there's no sign to indicate where the registration office is. So it's quite inconvenient, especially if you're pulling a big rig or you're in a large motorhome like we are, to have to make this U-turn and cross traffic and come back. But as we were riding our bikes, we were watching other RVs pull up to the gate and then have to do the obligatory U-turn to get back to the registration office. So, hey, Isla Blanca or Isla Blanca, you might want to put a sign up at your registration office so people don't continue to pass it. Directly behind me is a really nice South Padre Island KOA. It's on the bay side, whereas our RV park is right on the ocean side. It's set up really nice. Lots of palm trees. It has kind of a white gravel ground to it, so it kind of mimics sand. I bet it has a lot of really nice amenities. We're hoping, we're going to ask the gate guard if he'll allow us just to drive around and check it out. We'll see what happens. But anyhow, it's a really nice park. This morning we found a farmer's market here on South Padre Island, so we're going to go check it out. It's only open on Sunday from 11 to 1, so see what they've got. Well, we're hoping we're going to find some shrimp. I don't know, but
I don't know if it's that kind of farmer's market per se. But
yeah, might just be crafts and veggies, but we'll see. Well, that was a cute farmer's market.
small and, what do they say, intimate?
Yeah, that's a good word for it. They had shrimp, but it was frozen, so it's not quite what we were looking for.
2 pounds of, they call it the captain's mix, was $22 for a 2-pound bag.
I don't know, we're used to $6 a pound in Rocky Point, Mexico, fresh shrimp right off the shrimp boats. So.
$6 or $7 a pound.
Yeah, and we've been teased with all these shrimp boats that are going by, and we figured it would be plentiful. You could find it everywhere. Maybe we're just not looking in the right place. So Brian has been dying for oysters. We found a place we predicted would have them. It's called Joe's Oyster Bar. Pretty good bet they were going to have them.
Called ahead. There's actually a shortage right now, so I called ahead to make sure they had them, and yes, they did.
What an awesome day to fly a kite! Somewhere out there is a tropical storm. I believe that one is Gamma. And then Hurricane Delta is now spinning around somewhere near Mexico. And I believe it's gained strength from a Category 2 to a Category 4, like within hours. It's expected to go to the east of us, so we aren't necessarily worried about it, but we will definitely keep our eyes and ears on the news.
But I do hear the oceans roar. If you ever think it's pointless, I will remind you that it's not. And the world will dance around. Wanna know what we've got? We can breathe underwater. Nothing can hurt us anymore. And as long as we're together.
We had a viewer say that since we're so close to Pier 19 restaurant that we had to try the Texas cinnamon rolls. I haven't seen them yet, so I'm going to dig in the bag here. And you know, they make everything bigger in Texas, so here's what they come in. Let's see what they look like. That's a big cinnamon roll.
Oh boy, it's looking a little stormy out there. Rain is something that we haven't encountered much over the last 6 months. And we are expected to have a little rain here on South Padre Island. We'll see if that happens. The sky's pretty dark.
Frequent questions we get on several of our videos. I think it's a pretty typical question, and that is, what do we do for health care while we're traveling? Some of you know that I am a veteran, so I do get relatively free health care depending on what the situation is. I may have a small copay, or I may have a contribution payment, something like that, if I'm hospitalized or have an outpatient procedure, something like that. But so we're in South Padre, and I needed to have some testing done. You know, for me anyway, it's somewhat of a challenge because I have my home state VA system, which is technically in South Dakota. So every time we travel, whenever we're on the road, I have to coordinate with the travel section of the VA. And when I need something done, they have to coordinate with a VA clinic or facility where we're going to be traveling so that they can, provide care for me. So it's a little bit of a challenge. For Shauna, it's a little easier. I could still go to any doctor I wanted to if I wanted to pay out of pocket. or sometimes the VA will reimburse, just depends on the situation. A little easier for Shauna. She can pretty much go to any doctor she wants, any place. And
Yeah, but it's just one of the challenges that you experience with life on the road.
that's right.
Yeah.
And we just deal with it. It's
We
a
do.
small price to pay for the freedom we have.
Absolutely, we make it work.
So, besides living on the East Coast and going through Superstorm Sandy back in, was it 2013, whatever that was, this is the closest I think we've been to a hurricane. So about 100 miles or so in that direction is Hurricane Delta. So tomorrow the seas and the surf here are supposed to get anywhere from 12 to 14 feet high. So I imagine this beach is going to be entirely different tomorrow, but just kind of wanted to give you a snapshot of things to come.
With Hurricane Delta offshore about 100 miles in the Gulf of Mexico, we were starting to see evidence of stronger winds, heavy rain, rising surf, larger waves, and boats that were coming into the channel. It was also the first time we saw surfers riding waves so close to the rocks of the jetty. It was actually kind of crazy. It wasn't long after we left this area that we heard an ambulance rushing over to that same area where the surfers were.
Good morning, it's Friday morning, and Hurricane Delta has pretty much passed us here on South Padre, so it's probably 200 or 300 miles northeast of us now. So the surf, as you can see behind us, I mentioned yesterday that the surf action was going to be pretty high, so the seas are kind of angry this morning. Probably, I don't know, 1/8 of a mile offshore. You can definitely tell the waves are 10 or 12 feet, and as they make their way towards shore, they diminish quite a bit. So, but anyway, the entire beach this morning is pretty much littered with all kinds of stuff. You can see behind us here, where we go there, all the garbage cans that normally line the beach for people to use were all upended last night, and all the garbage is everywhere, so that's a bummer. So yeah, we survived. The winds weren't too bad last night. They actually were quite a bit less than we were anticipating, and made for a decent night's sleep. So not too bad. So all is well here in South Padre. Not sure how this happens, but this area seems to be sort of a funneling point for the tide when it comes in this high, especially with the storm coming through. But you can see all the garbage cans that were washed up in this whole area.
We are having an absolutely fantastic time here on South Padre Island. There is so much to do here, and for us, just having the ocean right across from our RV, steps from our RV, is just perfect. We've been waiting for this for so long. So with the hurricane now behind us, it doesn't look like there's anything brewing out in the Atlantic, knock on wood of course. We have decided we're going to go ahead and extend our stay here for a month, which is something we never do. That's rare for us, but just the thought of being able to stay here close to the beach, to work and live and play, we just couldn't pass it up. If you're new to our channel, we'd love to have you join the Lou crew. Hit that subscribe button and hit the bell. That way you'll know every time we release a new video. And let us know if there's anything that we should go do or see while we're here in this area. Put it in the comments below. And until next time, we'll see you guys.
As long as we're together.